Welcome back to Last Night I Watched. I'm your host, Carlos. Today, I got my good pal Jason visiting with us. What's up, Jason?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, dude. Good to have you. We also got Kristian over here. How's it going, Kristian?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Ian, how you doing?
Good. Great. Glad to be here.
Of course, of course. And finally, we got Roman. What's up, Rome? Hey, hey. Today, our guest Jason picked Elephant Man, done by David Lynch.
David Lynch, yeah, it's his second film.
Yeah, 1980s, starring John Hurt and Anthony Hopkins. Let's jump into it.
Life is full of surprises. Consider the fate of this creature's poor mother. Struck down in the 4th month of her maternal condition by an elephant, a wild elephant. Struck down on an uncharted African isle. The result is plain to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the terrible Elephant Man.
So in the film, his name is John Merrick, and that's what he's widely been referred as. His name is Joseph Merrick.
Yeah, I read
okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah, born in, I believe, 1862, Victorian era England, and the Elephant Man, the name comes from, it was something they referred to back then as maternal impression, where his mother apparently was attacked by an elephant, and they perceived, they initially thought that that's why he had this, medical deformity to him, but it's actually called Proteus syndrome, where it's, I can't speak on exactly what that is, but I guess they get the name elephant from on top of his front teeth, underneath his lip, his gum was totally enlarged and sort of looked like an elephant's trunk. And that's, you won't see it in any of the photos because he had it removed before he got portraits taken, but he apparently really did look, like he had a trunk.
Damn.
At one point, yeah.
I always thought it was like in reference to elephantitis.
That's what I thought too, that he had elephantitis, but I guess medical doctors say based on photographs and accounts that he had the Proteus disease.
Right.
So yeah,
it's really fascinating.
That is what I thought too, elephantitis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. And this was, you said, the 60s, 70s?
I believe, because he lived until 26 or so, and so he was born 1862, so
1880s,
yeah,
most likely.
Something like that, Victorian era England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And then David Lynch shot this in 1980. We get John Hurt as John Merrick, the Elephant Man himself. I love John Hurt. It's crazy seeing him under all that makeup and putting on this performance.
Yeah.
The practical effects are just, almost unparalleled.
Yeah.
It's just incredible what they did with their budget. And I guess David Lynch was having a hard time getting funding and, having a hard start getting this movie started. But apparently Mel Brooks was
just going to bring him up.
Yeah, they approached Mel Brooks and they were like, he was like, hey, I got to meet David Lynch, see his work before I'm involved. Mel Brooks watched Eraserhead and instantly, fell in love with David Lynch's work. So,
Yeah, this is my first David Lynch film. I've never seen any of his stuff. This was a good one.
Yeah.
I guess the story, it revolves around this doctor played by Anthony Hopkins, Frederick. He's interested in what he's hearing about this Elephant Man, and he wants to study him and maybe even present him to the scientific community and maybe even help him. He can't probably cure him or anything, but it's basically the doctor, Anthony Hopkins, helping John Hurt throughout this film until the ending, his ultimate demise.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in what Kristian thought, because you said this is your first time watching it too.
Yeah, last night was the first time I saw it, and yeah, really good movie. Very sad. John Hurt is amazing. Like you said, under all that makeup, I cannot believe. Like, I don't even know how long that must have taken to go through that. Probably, had to be multiple times, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And yeah, he sells it so well in this, and then he's helped by this doctor, played by Anthony Hopkins, who of course is always amazing. You can never go wrong with Anthony Hopkins. He's
For some reason, I forget he's in this movie a lot. I don't know why.
Hopkins?
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, sometimes I forget. It's like, oh, yeah, Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
Well, he usually looks, at least lately, like, whenever I've seen an Anthony Hopkins movie, he always has, like, either white or very gray hair.
Right.
Or no hair at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, in this, he's, like, got a full, like, dark hair, beard and hair and everything.
Yeah.
I told you this last night. He kind of reminds me of not Luke, fucking Christ. Mark Hamill. Like, when he was younger, if he had, like, a beard or something, I
can see it.
I don't know, I kept thinking of him.
I can see it.
Yeah. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What did you think of this movie, Ian?
I think it's a great movie. It's not a David Lynch movie I go back to a lot, one, because it's just so sad.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, you know, I think I prefer like the Eraserhead stuff, or like Twin Peaks, or just his more kind of out there wacky, you know, stuff. But because this is probably the most I don't know about mainstream, but acclaim he ever got from like the Academy Awards. And this movie was a big deal when it came out, and deservedly so.
Yeah, even my mom likes this movie.
Yeah, see, like, you know, I think this and Dune are probably like the only times he ever actually was kind of like looked at by the mainstream. And regardless of that, I still think it's a great movie. It's shot great. The black and white fits it very well. I really like the shots of industrial London. And just the sound design of just, you know, industrial machinery. It's just it's very great. I think, you know, everything about the acting, the direction, it's just a very, very, very well done movie. But yeah, Roman, what did you think? Was this your first time watching it?
Yeah, this was my first viewing here of Elephant Man. I liked it a lot. It's a very human movie. You know, it's strikes and gutters, ups and downs. You know, you see the good and the bad of humanity a little bit. David Lynch, when I think of him, I think of, well, Twin Peaks, and I've never seen Eraserhead, but, you know, I think David Lynch, blah, 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 but this is more like David Lynch. You know, this is him, mainstream, Main Street, Hollywood, USA.
Yeah.
But he does it so well. Anthony Hopkins, I liked what you guys were saying about him. He's more reserved, I feel like. He's kind of just something for the Elephant Man to bounce off of in this role. Yeah. So maybe that's why he doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't stand out, because he does, but you know, he's just, his character is more reserved and stuff like that. But yeah, the story as a whole is it's sad, but it's also really hopeful, you know. And I kind of like that at the end he gets to go out on his own terms, so to speak, instead of dying in that, you know, baboon cage or whatever. He gets to do what he's wanted to do. He says it throughout the whole movie, you know, I just want to sleep like a regular person. That's all he wants. He just wants to be treated like a human. I think of maybe the most impactful scene for me, at least, was when he's getting chased through the train station and they rip off his mask. And he gets cornered, and you know, he's like, I am a human.
That's probably the most famous line from this. I am not an animal.
And that's John Hurt. You know, fantastic. Yeah, there's no way that could have been like a mask he just takes on and off. I'm sure they had to spend 6 hours every time, like, applying his makeup. And so no, yeah, just a really impactful movie. I liked the black and white as well, because, you know, it takes place in Victorian London, and so I think it kind of transports you back with the black and white. Plus, you know, it was just cool to see, like, oil lamps and, like you said, industrialized, industrial London.
The black and white definitely sets the tone for this film, I believe. And,
for sure.
I like how you described it as like a human movie, because it truly is. I feel like that's why it's so approachable from a David Lynch standpoint. You know, there's the good and bad that you find, in everyone. And, Frederick Treves, he saves John from, Mr. Bites, but, he also struggles with, am I doing the same thing as Bites, putting him on display.
I like that a lot. Yeah, it's like a kind of inner conflict.
Yeah. I even felt that in the scene when he's in the theater and they have him stand up and they all clap for him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to be this way, but it almost felt a little like patronizing.
Yes.
And so in a way it's just like now he's not in the cage in the circus, but he's in the top floor of this hospital and he's still kind of an exhibit for people to see, and like you said, that's what Treves kind of struggles with, and at the end I think he realized he helped him, which he did. On the black and white too, I this movie reminds me a lot of Frankenstein, and so I think the black and white helps that parallel as well. Carlos, did you say what you had thought about it?
I like this film. Like you guys are saying, it's a very straightforward film. I don't know much of David Lynch's work. This is the first one I've seen, but I feel like he probably sat down and said, I'm going to win some awards. I'm going to win some Academy Awards. And then he made like just a nice straightforward film.
Knowing David Lynch, I don't think he did that.
Really?
That's just
he's not
that's just,
into that stuff.
No, he just to me it's just like I'm gonna make what I want to make and so be it.
Plus, it's only
that's
the
just
second
me.
movie.
That's just me.
Or maybe he was like, I can turn this crazy ass idea of like an elephant guy and make it so straight that it would get nominated for an Academy Award.
Apparently, he was just sold on the
That'd
name
be funny.
alone. Just like Elephant Man, you got me. Where do I sign, Mel Brooks?
Yeah.
But it's shot brilliantly. The lighting's great too. What comes to mind is when we first are introduced to Elephant Man, the guy, he opens the curtain after taking Frederick's money, and we don't see Elephant Man. I mean, we see him, but he's shadowed. He's hidden in the dark still, so we don't get that full reveal. And it just focuses on Anthony Hopkins' face and zooms in, and just you get that one tear going down his face.
There's a few
Great shot.
one tears in this.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you were saying the sound design's good. I don't know. It was tough listening to John Merrick's like slurping and like coughing and
Yeah.
that was tough.
Yeah.
It was good sound design, but it also bugged me. I mean, that's what he was most likely like. The Elephant Man in real life. He's probably slurping. It's supposed to be a little disturbing or real in a way. Seeing him come from the circus, it reminded me of the other film we watched.
Nightmare Alley.
Oh
Nightmare
yeah,
Alley.
Nightmare Alley, definitely. Did you watch the one from the 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of those circus vibes.
Definitely.
Really cool.
Yeah.
They have the baby in a jar, I think.
Right.
They show for real
That's
quick in this
right.
one.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Overall, I don't know. For some reason, I must have seen this plot somewhere else because I immediately saw him. Frederick exhibits the Elephant Man to the scientific community on the stage, and it's like, oh, that looks exactly like a circus performance right there. And then later on, it's revealed like Anthony Hopkins has that question: is this even correct?
Yeah.
I'm just becoming a new type of circus performer. I don't know if I've seen that somewhere or what, but I was predicting the whole thing throughout the film, which may be my only gripe. And that, very well done, and that ending will crush you. That's a crazy ending.
Yeah.
In regards to the scene where, John is revealed to Anthony Hopkins, what I found interesting is, right before it, Treves asked Bites, like, are you the proprietor? He's hesitant to say yes or no. And as soon as Treves pays Bites, he's like, I'm the owner. He clarifies and asserts himself as the owner of John, and I think that's powerful too. My gripe with this movie is that in real life, Frederick Treves is sort of the villain throughout the story, where John, obviously he has this medical deformity, and he grew up with this affliction. But at a certain point, he took ownership over his life, and he's going to be stared at regardless or not. So he took it on as a business opportunity, basically. And from the podcast Stuff You Should Know, Josh describes him as acting, willing, and a initiating participant in the sideshow. So
That's what I had read, that
Yeah.
he was the one that went to the sideshow and
Right.
said, you know,
Yeah.
you can make a performance out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, for this Hollywooded version, I do like it at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Knowing like what really happened, it's definitely romanticized.
But if you put all that aside, I mean, I really think that this movie is incredible in the way that you can see the redeeming factor in Treves, where he, you know, has that self-reflection of, is this right or wrong? And the film is amazing, set aside the actual, like, you know, factual parts of Joseph Merrick's life.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time you got to take some liberties in adapting into a movie. You know, got to keep the audience engaged and whatnot. Sometimes it's not as interesting the real way. So, yeah,
That's true.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at David Lynch at all.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah.
did great, and it's totally like, if you compare it to Eraserhead, it's totally a David Lynch movie
Exactly.
version of everything.
exactly.
Yeah, you can feel the heart of David Lynch. Not physically, you know, you don't reach into his body and stuff.
Kalima.
Kalima Shaktire.
Yes, not like that, but you know what I mean. It's got some soul to it. It's got some David Lynch soul, which you can't go wrong with.
Yeah,
So-
I agree.
I just, before I forget it, I read this thing with Anthony Hopkins talking about him and David Lynch didn't necessarily get along. He was saying that David Lynch was not very assertive as a director. I mean, he was a new director at the time.
Yep.
But I like the way he described him. He's like, I see this plucky little fellow, and he's wearing a trilby, a large trench coat, and then sneakers. And I was just cracking up because that's perfect David Lynch imagery and stuff. He's just in there like, no, you're going to want to do this.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
I heard he didn't really care for being in England because he couldn't go to Bob's Big Boy Burgers every day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Is that even still around?
I don't know. I've never been to one. I only know it from Austin Powers.
There used to be one in like Modesto.
Oh, really? I didn't know
back
that.
like way back in the day.
Not
That's
a fan
funny.
of fish and chips, eh?
I guess, yeah. I need my chocolate milkshake at 1 o'clock every day.
I think there's one in LA. I'm 90% sure there's one out in like Reno, Sparks
Okay.
area. So I think they're few and far between at this
Okay.
point. But yeah, they're
Yeah,
around.
never been. Again, I always think of Austin Powers, the big boy going up into space.
Stake one out for David Lynch.
Yeah.
Wait for put a little box up with a string and wait for him to show up.
We're going to catch ourselves with David Lynch today.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, Kristian and I, we talk about this all the time. This movie really brought him into the kind of, you know, I guess mainstream, if you will. So much so that George Lucas wanted him to direct Return of the Jedi, which I'm glad David Lynch said no, because this is probably a really pretentious statement, but I think Star Wars is a little beneath David Lynch. I think David Lynch is a little too good for Star Wars. Nothing wrong with Star Wars, but he just, like, David Lynch should make his own things, and Star Wars should just be Star Wars.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think the only time he really ever got critical recognition like this was Mulholland Drive, I want to say, but other than that, he just kind of did his own thing. Maybe Blue Velvet, but yeah, I don't know, this is probably, I'm sure, you know, David Lynch's legacy. This will always be brought up, and deservedly so. It's a great film.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I saw that because of this movie, they introduced the best makeup category at the Oscars.
yeah.
So
yeah.
it didn't win, but I think American Werewolf in London won.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The following year.
And deservedly so. Great
But
makeup. Great movie.
it all came about because of this.
Yeah.
Reminds me of oh man, what did we talk about with Steven Spielberg? He made the PG-13 rating because
With
of
Gremlins and Temple of
Gremlins.
Doom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
broke new
Hey,
ground.
I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, it broke new ground.
When we were talking about the practical effects of, you know, John Hurt's makeup, it reminded me of Jim Carrey in the Grinch. What's it called? The Grinch.
Oh yeah.
How the
Stole
Grinch-
Christmas.
Yeah, How the
Yeah.
Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly Jim Carrey was in makeup for like 7-8 hours a day, and I mean, I have to imagine it's a similar situation with John
Yeah,
Hurt. where-
probably.
Yeah.
16-hour days.
Yeah, I mean to go through all that plus have to act and be on point, like that's, you know, big ups to, you know, John Hurt.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very much so.
I remember hearing that Jim Carrey was like in a lot of pain in that Grinch outfit.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He deserves it because I don't like that movie.
Oh,
So,
you don't? Oh,
yeah.
right. Jeez.
He deserves all the pain that he got for that.
I like that movie. We could talk about it.
I like the
another time.
cartoon.
The
Yeah.
cartoon is great. Yeah.
That's a
Yes.
classic, absolutely.
When you said Jim Carrey, I thought you were going to talk about Ace Ventura when he crawls out of like the rhino.
The rhino. Oh,
That,
It's like, I guess that's like
dude,
Elephant Man.
That shit's classic.
oh my
Oh my
god. We got to talk about those movies sometime.
Yeah,
Those movies are great.
we'll get around to him. Old Jimmy.
Jesus Christ.
I did write down one thing. Anthony Hopkins is doing surgery in the beginning, and a little kid comes in to like give him some information on the Elephant Man, but he's like in the middle of surgery, and he's like, "Yes, what is it?" and he's like taking a message, and then everybody's just sitting around like, "Okay, what do we?"
That might have
Waiting
been.
on
Hey,
you.
maybe that was the norm back then.
Yeah,
It's
Who knows?
hilarious because, I mean, like, no one has gloves on, no one
Yeah.
has masks.
Yeah.
Like, they're just, like, chatting about
What
shit.
are they doing? Like, what? Like, the guy looks like he's burned or something.
yeah.
Like,
Hopkins says, "Damn these machines."
Yeah.
They're
I guess
just-
it was like a machine, like an industry accident or
Must have
something
been,
at
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
good way to like set the time period too,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
machines are relatively new.
Right.
Industrial Revolution type
Right,
era
yeah.
stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Whitechapel, London.
Yeah.
That's where the circus is, at least.
Right. Yeah. Where is it?
That's where Jack the
I guess
Ripper was.
it's all. Oh, really?
Whitechapel.
Oh, wow.
I took a tour when I was there.
Oh,
Really
dude,
cool.
really?
Damn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nice.
Sorry.
I looked. There's some place. Is it west? There was a borough in England that when Crash came out, they refused to play it. I was just because I've been watching David Cronenberg.
That's funny.
That's completely off topic. But,
Too highbrow for, or well, the opposite.
too risque.
Mhm.
Can we talk about the ending? He like lays down to die, but I immediately pulled up the Wikipedia and it said he died from like falling over or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was
Yeah.
that like a stylized ending or what's going on there?
Sure. Yeah.
Probably.
Going back to, like, dramatizing the
Yeah.
actual story, you know, that's an inaccuracy where in the movie, he's seemingly, like, killing himself, basically,
Yeah.
by giving himself the release of one last real sleep. And, I mean, I thought that scene combined with, like, you know, the transition into the night sky with his mother, I forget exactly what she was saying, but that was like totally an Eraserhead type
Yes.
shot. And
Yeah.
No, I thought
Definitely.
I thought it was amazing, but yeah, if you like compare it to the true story, yeah, no, that is inaccurate. But yeah, no, I loved it. And, you know, my fiance cried watching
Yeah.
that scene, and yeah,
Probably
Yeah,
more fulfilling.
understandably so. Real quick, I read that he wasn't even really that mistreated in real life, from what I read. Like, not to the point of this movie. Like, he's abused
yeah.
horribly, and I read like he was actually kind of treated fairly well. That's just what I don't know if that's true or not. But.
In his younger life, you know, he lived with his mother, and maybe his father, but apparently his mother was like a saint. Like, she herself was, you know, quote unquote crippled. I don't know exactly, but you know, she had her afflictions as well. She died when he was 11.
Okay.
And then lived full time with his father and stepmother, where he got a hawker's license and worked for his father, but apparently he was like deemed a menace to society because of his looks and just scaring people. So he worked for a few years and with him, and then moved in with his uncle. At that point, I think things started to get better for him.
Okay.
But even the uncle was like, dude, I just can't take care of you. So then that's when he took the control of I got to make money off of my affliction.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, from that point forward, he was beloved by all.
Yeah.
I mean, seemingly so. I don't know we can't speak on whether or not that's fully true. But
Right.
yeah, I agree too. What you were saying about the patronizing part of, you know, in the theater, the same people who were clapping and like applauding him were probably the same people who were gawking and, you know, laughing at him prior to, you know, his acclaim. And so
That sounds realistic.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
Unfortunately.
oh, this is cool now. Like, oh, yeah, it's cool to like this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to keep up with the time, with the trends.
Yeah, he became like a London socialite.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first scene where he meets the actress lady, I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, you know, if she was just coming to laugh at him or something like that. But you know, it ended up being more pleasant. Like she actually does Romeo and Juliet with him and kisses him on the cheek.
That was
and,
cool.
Yeah. So that goes to the humanity of it all. You know, like she could have easily been disdainful of him and laughed at him and made him feel awful, but instead she really treated him like another human. Mm-hmm. And you know, she's a famous actress, brought him her portrait and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I saw Eraserhead after Elephant Man. I had to look it up because I thought that the neighbor from Eraserhead was that actress from Elephant Man. They look sort of similar.
Yeah, I guess Anne Bancroft is who we're the theater actress in this. I forget who plays. I know who you're talking about though. As neighbor in Eraserhead. They do look a lot alike.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I want to say. So these three people right here are iconic to me, at least, because John Hurt's the first ever person to get an alien bursted out of him in Alien. Mm-hmm. Anthony Hopkins is Hannibal Lecter, and Anne Bancroft's Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate. Like, that's just right there, just a trifecta of iconness.
Yeah.
All in this movie, rolled into one.
Icon, yeah.
My introduction to Anthony Hopkins was Sounds of the Lambs, and then seeing him in Red Dragon.
Yeah, Hannibal. Yeah,
that's really all I'm familiar with him.
Pretty much the same. I can't really name you another Anthony Hopkins movie off the top of my head.
He's amazing in the Westworld TV show.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my introduction to him was Zorro, actually.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that too.
I completely forgot.
Mask of Zorro specifically.
Yes, yeah, the Catherine Zeta-Jones and whatnot.
Yeah,
that was good. I remember. I need to rewatch that. I haven't seen that in years.
Same. I always remember.
I remember it being fun. Good movie.
What year did Alien come out?
I think it came out 79.
Yeah, so right before this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he had a chest burster come out one year, and then the next year he was
a lot of makeup.
Yeah,
a lot of makeup. A lot of effects.
Well, he did great.
Yeah,
her, man. All of them did great. Anthony Hopkins and Bancroft.
I'm gonna look up who he lost to in the Academy Awards that year.
I did think that it was interesting when they're going over the anatomy of Elephant Man. I guess his left arm is like totally fine and functional and normal, and also his genitals. They pointed out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That's another thing I was thinking of when Anne Bancroft meets him. I was like, is she trying to get in his pants?
I know.
Because they made specific mention.
That's the David Cronenberg version of that movie.
Yeah.
It didn't. I don't think it. Yeah. So it lost to Ordinary People for Best Picture.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either. That's one thing I read. Raging Bull. It went up against Raging Bull because they're both black and white. And
so that was Best Actor. Robert De Niro.
I give it to John Hurt. I got. Do you guys have you ever seen Raging Bull? Has anyone seen Raging Bull?
I actually haven't seen it. No.
Long time ago.
It's a great movie, but it's just like 2 hours of domestic violence. Like I'm not a big fan of it. It's a great movie. It's greatly shot, greatly performed, but it's just like 90% of it is just him beating his wife. It's like Jesus Christ. Not that this is any more uplifting, but I don't know. Like I personally would have given it to this movie personally. Yeah, because I don't think it didn't win a single award, and it was I think nominated for
like 8 different
damn
things.
near yeah screenplay, supporting actor. Maybe even not
Supporting actor. No, nothing about actresses.
So this year, Ordinary People won Best Picture, not Elephant Man?
That's what it says right here.
Oh, I'm
Ordinary
totally
People.
confused.
Click on Ordinary People. What is that?
And he won Best Director, Robert Redford.
I don't go to the movies to watch ordinary people. I want to see I want to see extraordinary people.
It's the prequel to Funny People.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
We just got the Hot Ones wings from Walmart. We got classic sauce. We got Los Calientes, which is a medium, and we have the Last Dab finally. So let's dig into the classics, guys. What do you guys think?
I tried this middle one first.
Oh, you went for the middle first?
Yeah, I just had breakfast, so I can't eat too much. But I had the middle one. Great. Yeah, it's I think a good balance of hot and tasty.
The tame one's good.
Yeah, classic's nice and easy. A little bit of a spice.
I'm going in for the second tier.
Are we all doing the last dab?
Oh, we have to.
Oh shit.
Have to.
All right.
Okay.
What do you think about medium, Ian?
So far, so good. Yeah.
Good flavor on that one.
This is gonna be a bitch to listen back to. All of our chewing. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, a little bit more heat on the medium, actually. Hold up.
It's like a pet peeve of mine, listening to podcasts and hearing people eat, and now I'm one of those guys.
Yeah, now you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
It's kicking up. The heat's kicking up.
Yeah,
It's
kind of like
dialing up a little.
Yeah.
The hard cider doesn't help either.
Oh, no.
It's not
We're
helping.
fucked.
Yeah, do you guys want some water before we do the last dab?
I got some more.
I'll just wash it down.
I don't think it'll be that
Could I
bad.
split one with somebody? Because
I'll split one with you.
I'm making
Yeah,
waves,
we'll-
but I
we'll
don't really
split.
like chicken nuggets.
You don't like chicken?
Chicken like nuggets like this kind of.
Oh.
Like boneless wings. It always just, I don't know, throw me off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'll eat it.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'll split one.
But like
with
I got this, and I'm like, I don't even really.
I'll eat the rest of that if you don't want it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm weak.
We're birds.
Hey, if you're a bird, I'm a bird.
We're all birds.
That's notebook.
Dirty birds.
I think I hear myself echoing. Don't you guys? Do I sound echoey to you?
No.
Maybe
It's
not.
probably it's like
I'm
an
just dumb.
effect because you're hearing your own voice and the micro with the you know, through the microphone
and
maybe.
like the reverberations in my ear or whatever.
I feel like I hear myself breathing a lot. I don't know if you've picked up on that.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed it.
Not you, but myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so startled.
What's that? Oh god.
It's in
Some startling South Park.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like The Happening maybe, but it's big giant hamster.
I think
it's like
it was
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Yeah, that's what I think they were going for.
That movie is unwatchable for me. I
Cloverfield?
cannot do it.
Didn't they
Blair
warn
Witch?
people like I don't think not for us, but like they put signs up for that movie, just like if you experience motion sickness, do not watch this movie or something.
It's yes, that's exactly what it is for me. It like my I remember going in the theater. Thank you. Watching that with my mom, and she like left. She was like, "I can't."
It's
do
understandable.
This. Yeah.
That's why I can't really do like VR stuff. Like I just get after a while,
Well, that
I just
makes
kind
sense.
of like this is I'm getting a little nauseous here.
I can see that. The Spider-Man VR games.
Yeah, I did the boxing one, the Creed boxing.
Oh, that's cool.
I gotta let this settle in.
That's cool.
Did you guys do the last dab yet?
No,
No.
I'm scared.
is that the last
yeah.
tab right there?
Yeah.
Right, Roman, you ready?
Oh my god.
I ain't worried.
I ain't scared.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I should have been worried. I always think of Shaq doing hot ones when he's like,
Yeah. The Shaq face.
Here, you can have the. Do you want the little one?
Sure.
On the right there.
Have you guys seen the Hot Ones with Eric Andre?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
classic.
think so, yeah.
So when he smashes the plate on his face, that has to be like a breakaway.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
I love that,
He's,
like, very
so
end.
hot, he's
Yeah,
smashing it.
I remember them
Wow.
saying he brought the fake
Yeah,
plate.
that's
Okay,
got it. Yeah,
that
that's
makes sense, yeah, 'cause he'd be
that's more of a
like-
more of a shtick. Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Or maybe not, you know, shit.
he's a crazy man.
Yeah, the Jackass guys would do it for real.
Yeah,
You ready, Christian?
That would be light.
Dave England just took
I'm
a
gonna eat
shit
the whole
on
thing.
Steve-O's podcast on his table.
Oh
Oh,
god.
gosh.
All right.
Sorry for saying that right before we
All
read.
right.
As is tradition.
Speaking of shit,
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 this is the last dab.
We're all gonna die now.
Might have been the worst
We're
idea.
gonna lie down and die. Like the Elephant Man.
I can already tell this is gonna be rough within seconds.
It's not too hot on the tongue initially. Yeah, it just slowly dials up.
Okay. Yeah,
My face is turning red, I feel like.
I'm gonna be sweating big time.
Steam coming out of your ears.
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's. Is it that bad?
Give it a second.
Mine wasn't so bad. Maybe we got the easy one.
Maybe since we cut it in half. I didn't think about that.
Oh, no.
I know it's spicy when I start to hiccup.
Oh. Yeah,
It takes a second.
You know the balloon shop, the hot pepper?
Oh god, I forgot about that.
So I wouldn't say it's actually hot.
Yeah.
Take a cherry tomato.
This isn't good.
Yeah, I feel it.
Mama!
I feel it. My mother. This is a picture of my mother.
Oh, no.
Can we put a subtitle on this video? Just say heavy breathing.
Oh, no, God. Oh, thank God.
I've made a huge
Ian's,
mistake.
Ian, you're so red. Ian's like, yeah, this ain't no shit. And he's like, hella red.
Holy shit, dude. This is a fucking slow creeper. Holy fuck.
I just spit mine out.
Really?
Oh no! You spit it out.
I can't do it.
You Slipknot over there. Spit it out.
Yeah.
There's like croissants in here. Maybe this will help.
Maybe. I'm starting to drip from several different places.
I never did it with baked goods.
Oh no.
I have a whole new respect for Sean Evans.
I know, seriously, doing that every
crazy.
time. Damn.
I wonder what his insides are like.
Oh man, they probably look like the Elephant Man's outsides.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh no.
All right, we lost Carlos.
He's dead now.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm about there.
He died.
I'm about dead. Holy shit.
I've never felt so alive.
I know, it's invigorating.
I feel like I just did a fucking whip it or something.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's like a straight edge thing. Like, I don't need drugs. I've got hot sauce.
Oh my god.
Hot sauce is my drug. My drug of choice.
Christian's up and walking around.
You walk it off.
Walk
oh
it
my
off.
god.
I forgot to. I almost wanted to bring up the Seinfeld thing. The pig man.
pig man?
Yeah, the pig man.
Pig man, Jerry.
It's a pig man. A pig man.
That's a little spicy.
Ooh.
The hottest thing I've ever eaten. Holy shit.
Oh,
Really?
it won't stop. It's still going.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had one of those ghost pepper chips. Those were
Oh,
crazy.
the one chip challenge.
Did you try
I
that?
don't know if that was. I don't know if that's the same one, but we had them when I worked at Nugget a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
When I worked at
What
Redacted.
was, what was worse, that or this? Or that? Yeah, that or this.
So far that.
Okay.
This one I can handle okay, but
Yeah, this one, I mean, you know,
maybe it's because we split it.
it might be because we split it. We only got half.
They got the one without the sauce.
We got, yeah,
For real.
exactly. We just got
We're like, I don't
regular
understand.
chicken.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really not that
Yeah,
bad.
it just tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it's I must be on a different level than you guys.
Yeah, we're
Or maybe we're
higher,
just-
we're
yeah.
higher elevated.
That's what it is. We're just on a different level.
We're
No, I
just,
meant,
yeah.
I meant the chicken nugget must have been different.
So, how about that scene with all the crazy people going and like messing with John?
The guy's kind of like, that's his side hustle, is showing off the Elephant Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like got all his friends or his weirdo people with him,
People
whatever.
at the pub down the street.
That whole sequence, not just when they're like interacting with John, like even like when they're outside the window, like they get like all, some of the old people are getting like super excited and
He
one of
like vigorously starts making out with the two chicks.
yeah, he's like
that was
licking them and
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
It's like wow, PG
Yeah.
movies used to be.
Is this
a little
PG?
different. Yeah, it's PG.
I guess,
Good
yeah. I don't know
lord.
what else they would have rated it. Yeah, because it's not an R. Right? It's
No.
definitely not an R. So yeah, PG makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, but my God, then they like throw a woman on top of him, and it's
Two
like
women,
they're
yeah.
Yeah.
and
They force one woman to kiss him.
Yes.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
the
It's
whole
it's
thing.
rough. Yeah.
That was a rough scene.
Then they pour like the liquor down his throat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
put the mirror
Yeah.
in his face, and
Yeah.
it's that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poor
that was
guy.
one of the hardest scenes to watch.
Yeah. You know what would have been great if they put the mirror in his face? He's like, oh, not bad. I thought not as bad as I expected.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was interesting that they put the mirror in front of his face and then he just like looks at it for a second and he goes, ah!
Yeah.
That was weird.
Shrieks.
They mention it earlier in the movie. One of the head nurse ladies, she's like, "Whatever you do, do not show him a
Yeah.
mirror
No
on
mirrors
his-"
in this room. Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say it's like foreshadowing,
In a
where
way.
she warns the other nurses, like, by no means have a mirror in this room.
Doesn't he have a dream
Yeah.
where there's like a mirror with his reflection? I think.
Yeah, they like break through a hole in his wall and
Yes.
it's brick, and there's all these guys, and they're like, that was the
that was a
most-"
dream, right?
Yeah, I
Was
think
it?
so.
That was a dream.
I think
Okay.
it was.
Or
supposed to be
it
a
was
dream.
either a dream or like it really happened, and that's how he, processed it. That
Maybe
traumatic event.
That's a good point.
But that was some of the most Lynchian
Yes.
that I felt the movie got was
Yeah.
kind of trippy and weird,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the editing and everything. It was just kind of sudden, and then it was all of a sudden it was over, and they were on to the next thing.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up the way he was treated in that scene for sure. Him getting paraded around and
Yeah, they lift him up. Yeah.
yeah, and he can't
Come
do
on.
anything.
Yeah,
he can't,
it's like,
he
come
can't
on,
fight
guys.
back or anything.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then they lay him down, and the night guard or whatever he is, the night porter I think he's called. he like specifically lays him down and then picks him back up, and he says like, "Oh no, you're not dying on me just yet."
Yeah,
you know? Like,
right.
I still need you to make my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's and that's all without everybody knowing. Anthony Hopkins doesn't know, and that's why he has that scene later where he goes and confronts him and he gets sacked by the headmistress or whatever.
Yeah, which was
Mother's
great.
Head.
Yeah, that was a great gag.
Some of the humor in the movie, there's a little humor in it, but for the most part, it's just I don't want to say bleak, but a little bleak.
It is, yeah.
You know,
to varying degrees.
But did you guys feel ultimately that it was a hopeful movie? Because I kind of did. I kind of liked the idea that he was accepted by this portion of society, and once they really got to know him and talk to him, he's a human. He's just a regular guy. Well, you know,
I felt like
he just
it
looks
was
different.
redeeming and hopeful in different aspects.
I agree.
I mean, also of course sad. You know, very sad and depressing.
Yeah, but I think overall, it kind of boisters, or if that's even a word, like kind of shows more hopefulness. Yeah. Or at least like that's probably what they were going for.
Yeah. And I just like that you get both sides. You get the dichotomy. You get to see that scene we were talking about where they go in and they pour liquor down his throat and all these people are abusing him, and you know they're looking at him as a sideshow spectacle. But then I think it's right after that pretty much he gets to go to the theater, and that's probably my favorite scene.
So Bites takes him away after that scene, and he joins the circus and he gets locked in a cage, and R2-D2 lets him out. Which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I saw. The dwarf.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough too. We just like throw him in with the baboons and whatnot. And
yeah, it was just a tough like 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
you know,
I want to talk about the bag over the head too.
Yeah, awesome.
It's the poster of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking Jason Voorhees vibes.
Yeah,
they shot this movie when this movie came out, so I don't think that's where they got it. It's probably just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie called The Town That Dreaded Sundown where the killer has a bag over their head, and that's where a lot of people think they got that from. But
that is accurate to real life. Joseph Merrick,
he wore a bag over his head.
He would go throughout town with the bag on his head, and
sad.
One thing I liked about the bag was there were not two eye holes. It was just one hole on the side.
And Jason Voorhees has only one eye hole in his, too.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's a lot of weird coincidences.
Yeah, but it just makes it even more mysterious.
Yes.
And, almost creepy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But that spares the townspeople from seeing, the true Elephant Man.
Exactly.
Which they do in that train station scene, and they chase him down and everything. They're all horrified, but that's very Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, like the townspeople with the torches chasing it, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That was another thing. I was glad when the police came and they found him. It ends up being a good thing because the police don't, beat the shit out of him or something. They Instead, they bring him back to Anthony Hopkins, and he gets to go back to the hospital and do everything. But yeah, I also liked the humanity shown by the circus people, the R2-D2 and them, releasing him from the cage and walking him.
It's just so funny. He's just like, we think we should let you out. Like, it's just so like, we're gonna let you out. Like, it's I don't know. It's just so like nonchalant. Yeah, it's pretty funny. and that shot of them by like I think it's a river or something. It's Kristian. I told one of us said it like almost got like Fellowship of the Ring vibes. Fellowship of the Freaks.
Yeah,
circus freaks.
Yeah, a little bit sticking
Great
together.
Shot. Great shot.
Yeah, and it's all the perspective of the boy, right? Too. He's watching them walk away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and he doesn't go let Bites know.
Yeah,
he was with them. He's like, this guy's being mistreated. And
exactly.
Yeah, he gets humanized throughout the movie.
Yeah.
To where the end, he's just...
Yeah, it all leads up to that scene in the bathroom. I am not an animal.
Yeah.
I am a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess that part of the story is sort of accurate to real life, where after his experience with Frederick Treves, he left for Belgium to try to restart his sideshow business. He was robbed and abused in Belgium and came back to England. So, I mean, obviously it was, built up in the movie, but I guess he did have a really bad experience in Belgium.
That's sad. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Belgians.
Yeah, they were speaking French, I thought, but I guess I speak French in some parts of Belgium or something.
They speak French in this movie?
Yeah, I think he's speaking French when he the Bites. He steals him away, and then he brings him to that new circus. And you see Anthony Hopkins is looking for him. He can't find him, probably because he's not in London or England anymore.
Right. Good point. Yeah.
Went to mainland Europe.
Good point. Yeah, because he takes a boat back, right?
Yeah. Nosferatu style.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Jason, what do you give this 1 out of 5?
Out of 5, I would give this a 4. I would lean more so towards like a 4.5. In terms of the art, I mean, I think it's incredible. But if you're comparing it to the accurate story of Joseph Merrick's life, it kind of gives me a downgrade on that aspect. But I'd give it a solid 4, absolutely.
Nice. Kristian, what do you give Elephant Man?
I'm going to give it a 4.5. For my second David Lynch viewing, I was pretty entertained. I mean, it was very sad to watch a lot of the stuff that happens in this movie with the Elephant Man being abused and taken advantage of by random citizens and things like that. But it was a very uplifting performance by Anthony Hopkins, I thought, in particular, when he just takes him under his wing, and you can tell he just wants to, help this guy out and, make him feel better about himself and just in general. And, I thought the performance from John Hurt was great, too. Props to him for being a trooper and getting in all that makeup. And, I was very impressed. 4.5.
Nice. Ian, what do you give Elephant Man?
I am also going to give it a 4.5. Pretty much what Jason and Kristian said is exactly how I feel. Again, not my favorite David Lynch movie. Probably not the one I go... Again, it's just... I don't go back to it a lot because it's just so damn sad. But at the same time, watching it last night, I was just like, this is just so great. Yeah. So great. Especially then going to watch the Obi-Wan show. It's like, that's like going from the Taj Mahal to a porta potty. Like, damn. In my opinion. But it's a great film. Thank you, Jason, for choosing it. Yep. And 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Nice. Roman, what do you give it?
I think I'm going to echo that and go with a 4.5 as well. It's not, I feel like a lot of character-driven movies, stuff like this type of story is not something I usually watch. But I'm really glad I did. I personally felt uplifted by the end of it. It's very depressing and it's very sad, but you get to feel the bottoms and the tops of like human nature, if that makes sense. You get to see him getting abused and taken advantage of, but at the same time you see him become basically what is almost an animal in the beginning to, being a respected, civilized guy and by the end. I think in particular the theater scene is just really beautiful. When he's got the binoculars and he's looking up and he sees the roof and he sees the crowd and everything and they all clap for him and stuff like that. It was just, that scene was just really nice. And strong performances all around. Like I liked Bites. I mean, I didn't like him.
His performance?
Yeah, exactly. His performance. His character is, obviously really a bad guy, but I thought he was good. The night porter, he's another bad guy that I still thought was good the way he was going about it. And of course, John Hurt, Anthony Hopkins, just really killed it. So I would say there's nothing really to detract from it. It's a long movie, but it doesn't really feel that long to me, at least. The only reason I think I don't have it at a 5 is because just personally, it's like you said, Ian, it would kind of be hard to rewatch. And now that I've heard the story, it's almost like I don't know if you guys have seen Requiem for a Dream, but it's one of those type movies where it's like.
Or like a Schindler's List. Like I don't know if I could watch. Great movie, but I don't know if I can watch it again.
I mean, that scene, we talked about it already, but that scene where he's paraded around and they pour stuff down his throat and make the ladies kiss him was just so hard to watch and almost like frustrating. When I was rereading the screenplay later, I was reading it and I got the Arthur fist. I was just kind of like, man, fuck these guys. But David Lynch did a great job. The ending in particular, when he goes to sleep and he gets to go out on his own terms and Adagio for Strings is just playing it.
Right.
It was.
Did we talk about that? Adagio for Strings? Did we?
Not really, but maybe we can put it in somewhere or something.
It's such a great piece of music.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like this swelling up and rising and I don't know, just makes you feel everything. So thanks to David Lynch for making me feel this cold dead heart of mine.
Yes.
Got to pump blood for a little bit watching this movie. So 4.5 for me. Carlos, what do you think?
Man, this was a good film. Expertly crafted, expertly acted. Love the choice to do black and white. Set us in that time period. A very interesting character study. I gotta go with the 4 on this one. It was very good. Roman said it didn't feel long to him, but it felt a little long to me. I mean, how many times do we have to see him get abused? It's like 3-4 times maybe. I was like, okay, I got it after the first one, but we'll keep highlighting that he was always abused. It was very nice, the romantic scenes between him and the actresses where they're gifting him like portraits of themselves and praising him and stuff. I like that stuff. I think John Hurt was very believable under all that makeup. He did a very believable performance. After a while, I was like, man, if you like really zoom out and be like, this is a real historical person that lived, it's pretty disturbing. Pretty crazy story. I think it was a very good film. 4 out of 5 for me, guys.
Nice. It's a good rating.
Yeah, it's a very good rating. Yeah.
It's a critically acclaimed film.
Yeah.
And us critics here at Last Night I Watched.
Yeah.
We've acclaimed it.
The important ones. Only our voice. Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next week. Later.
See ya.
See ya.
Fuck these wings.
Yeah, dude, I've been kicked out of Badlands a couple of times.
Why?
Well, you were there the night that I was popping the balloons, right?
Oh, that sounds fun.
New Year's
I like
Day
popping balloons.
2020. We were like bar hopping, starting at Beer Garden to Golden Bear.
2020 is gonna be the greatest year ever.
Exactly. I dressed up in a suit.
Nice.
You got a Flamingo House?
A zoot suit,
my
right?
We
favorite
got
bar.
to okay. So
We got to the second story of Badlands.
yeah. So up top, they have that karaoke bar.
Okay.
At that point, I was just like really drunk, like super drunk.
I think we all were.
Yeah. No, we were all feeling it. I had a cigarette going, and there's.
Inside?
No, out on the that would instantly have gotten me kicked out. But no,
they have a balcony kind of thing or something?
Yeah, we were on the balcony, and I'm looking down, and I see all the people in line for to get into Badlands. I had my smoke going. I accidentally popped a balloon with my cigarette. And then, I just kept doing it.
Yeah,
I kept
cool.
popping it because I thought that shit was funny.
And then there were people below, like, looking up.
They were, cheering me on. And, of course it was my fault, but, I have to give them some credit.
Give the people what they want. Exactly.
I'm a showman. So,
Exactly.
Can't help it.
He's popping all those balloons, and we're like, please stop. Please stop. And then all of a sudden, this cross-dressing woman, sorry, that's probably offensive, this woman came over and just grabbed him, and with her real voice was like, all right, you're out.
Damn.
You're out, honey.
Wow.
Please, would you stop screaming?